All right, welcome back to the Ice Hockey Thailand podcast. We're joined by a special guest today, captain of the Bangna Beavers in the Flying Frogs Hockey League. Simon is joining us today to talk a little bit about his journey to Thailand, growing up in California, being a Thai national. And we also have a lot of other stuff to get into. A big week in Thai hockey. We've had the SEA Games started. Both the men and women are undefeated so far. So we want to welcome you back. And Simon, if you want to introduce yourself.
Man. Hey, I'm Simon. Nice to meet you guys. Captain of the Bangna Beavers. I moved here about 7 years ago from Washington. I grew up in California though, but I moved from Washington.
So you're a Thai national, right? Are both of your parents Thai, or are you?
Yeah, both of my parents are Thai.
So what ended up bringing you back to Thailand?
My parents, they're getting old, so decided to move here because things are not getting good out there. I was gonna get a contract, but it wasn't what I wanted, so decided to come back.
So, you were born in the U.S. though, right?
I was born here, but we moved there when I was really young, like probably 2.
Okay, your parents' job sent them over to California,
Yep.
and then I have a similar story as well. Yeah, I was born in Australia because my dad's job was based there, and then we moved back to the U.S.
Oh, nice.
Eventually moved back to the U.S. after he got transferred back with his company. So
Nice.
kind of the same type of thing, and then your parents' job was over there, and then you eventually decided to move on back to Thailand. And
Yep, basically, yeah. Come back to the root, So.
Yeah, so it's a big week in Thai hockey with the start of the SEA Games. As a Thai national, we're in this kind of renaissance of Thai hockey at the moment. What kind of pride, do you feel a sense of pride with seeing the Thai national team have the success that it's had in the last few years?
Oh yeah, of course. I got a lot of friends back home, asking about it. I was like, dude, we hear a lot about Thailand hockey nowadays. And I'm like, yeah, they're getting bigger, a lot bigger. Just a lot of people coming to the game, watching it. It's just, pretty good. So
it's definitely great. It's actually fucking crazy. In our CM Hockey League season last year, there's a couple of the young Thai kids who are quite famous, and we would have sometimes 300 or 400 people coming to our games to watch, which as someone who's just played beer league as an adult, it's crazy to see that number of people just come watch us who we're not even that good, and they just all watch. They're come watching and they're cheering. In the U18 and U20 finals last year at the ice hockey rink, there was probably 1,000 people there watching Thailand play, which is really, really incredible. And even for the tournament right now with SEA Games, it's not really possible to get in the building. The reservations get full really, really quickly. Okay. They have this great following. We're going to get into a little bit about how the teams are doing so far as well. I've been trying to watch all the games. I know you've watched a couple as well. The women are off to an absolutely incredible start. Thailand's doing a really good job of developing the women's program.
Oh yeah.
And in the first 2 games, last night they played, I think, Malaysia. They won 18-0, and it probably could have been even worse than that.
Yeah,
they look really great.
I don't even think they've been scored on.
I think after 2 games, I think they've only given up 7 shots.
Maybe,
it's really crazy. It's actually incredible. It's incredible what they've been doing. That they have this first line. They have the duo of Prow and Kelly, who are unstoppable out there.
Oh yeah, they're really good.
Prow's a very good player. She played in the CM Hockey League with us last year. She had a lot of goals as a I think she's maybe 19-year-old playing against men in that league. She did very well.
Scoring quite a bit. That's good.
Yeah, no, it's great. She's a great player. She's the captain of the team. She's put the team on her back to win them games before, and this other girl Kelly, I believe this is her first tournament playing for the Thai national team.
Is she Taiwanese too? Right?
I think so. Yeah. I think you played with her brother the BIHL last year, right?
Kingston, yeah, he's super good, solid players. Can't really score on him.
Yeah, Kingston. So Kingston's a goalie, and I think he's the future of the Thai national team in goal.
Oh, yeah.
They're definitely in good hands. Benji, the starter right now, he's only in his early 20s, but then we have Haya is just still a teenager, and Haya has been looking incredible lately. Kingston, who is, I think he's 15 or 16, is playing out in Los Angeles there. He is definitely really incredible. But the women, sorry, we got a little bit off track there, but the women so far have looked incredible there.
Yeah.
I was talking to one of the assistant coaches before the tournament started, and he said that he was so blown away about how good they were looking, and didn't think they would be even challenged at all this tournament. Which in the early results, I think that's holding true. I think they have to play Singapore still, and I can't remember.
It, right?
I think
that's
there are only 4 teams. There's only 4 teams. So
that's 5 for men, and 4 for women. So
let's play. I mean, Singapore is a little challenging. They don't have a rink anymore. They have to drive over to Johor, which it looks like it's close, but when you factor in going through the immigration every time, it takes a few hours to get there. So Singapore is on both sides are having a little tough go about it. But I'm really impressed with. Impressed with the women. A few of the players from the women's national team will be a part of the Flying Frogs Hockey League that is starting in January. Which players from the women's national team were drafted into the league?
We got 2. We got Namtan and August.
Okay.
That's got drafted to the team, and we got a couple players who's really good, but I don't think they're on the team, which is Punchy and Nikki. Nikki's a U.S. superstar.
Yeah,
so.
I've played Shinny a few times against Nikki. She's really good, and I think she might be one of the better women's players in Thailand. And I'm not sure why she's not able to play for the national team.
I think she's not living here long enough, maybe. I think this might be a rule that you have to live here for a certain amount of time. I'm not 100% sure though. So
I think the rule is you have to be living here and playing here for 2 years before you are able to join the national team. As someone who, from what it seems like, she's lived almost her whole life overseas.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, I think New York, right? So
I think so. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is New York. But yeah, she's extremely talented, and it's exciting to have those players in this league, because they really don't have a league to play in right now. And some of them they're very talented, but then if you put them up against really older, stronger players, it doesn't give them the opportunity to really shine to their abilities. And it would actually be great if there could be a women's hockey league here in Thailand, and that you could maybe expand to the rest of Asia, or Southeast Asia.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool. That would be interesting to see. I
think it'd be great for the development, but we're getting really, really ahead of ourselves with that one there. But yeah, the women have looked great. The men played their first game on a Thursday night, against Malaysia. It was not really close. I think they won. I think it ended up being 13-0, something like that. I thought it was a sloppy first period, especially from some of the top guns. The kids looked great. I think the whole game. There's a kid line that's Jade, who's making his national team debut.
Oh, nice.
Really talented young player. Jens, who's another really talented young player. Both Jens and Na are really good players in the SHL for us. And then with Tung Wang on defense, and I think Tung Wang's looked incredible this year playing. He's definitely jumped some levels, and they have the veteran presence with Tor, who's a former captain of the team back there, playing with them. I thought they looked really good, but it seemed like they worked the cobwebs out, and after the first period, they really dominated. Masato, making his return after missing last year's World Championship, looked really, really good in the game. The Benji wasn't really challenged in goal that much. They had a couple of chances. It looked like the way Malaysia was playing, they were trying to just keep the game as close as possible, which I know might sound crazy considering it was a very lopsided score, but they were icing the puck a lot. They were trying to not get beat by 25. In that game, which Thailand, they're looking very strong, and they have a really big game tonight against Indonesia.
That's gonna be a good one.
I think it's gonna be a really good game. Yeah, the Indonesia they played Singapore in the first game. I thought Indonesia looked sloppy in their first game. They won, and it was a lopsided. It was like 6-1, I think. But then in their second game, they played the Philippines, who the Philippines are a regionally good team in Southeast Asia, and Indonesia kind of just put it to them. And they have their naturalized Russian players looked really, really good.
That's gonna be something.
And the only reason that the game ended up being a little bit, I think it was 7-2 in the end, but it was in the third period became a penalty fest, and two of their naturalized Russian players got 10-minute penalties. There was a big fight after one of the goals that Indonesia scored that put two of their Russian players in the box for the next 10 minutes for misconduct penalties.
Yeah.
And that's where it allowed Philippines to try to dictate the game a little bit more, but I think Indonesia looks really strong, and I think it's gonna be a great game.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be a great game. I think Thailand still has the advantage. I think their depth is really strong.
I believe so. Yeah, we got like 4 solid lines,
Yes.
so everybody can play on that team.
Exactly.
So-
Yeah. If you're looking at even the fourth line of the team, you have players on that fourth line like Tan, who's a veteran player for the Thai national team.
Ang too.
Yeah, Ang, another really veteran player.
Super-
Peem, a super talented young Thai players on that
Yep.
fourth line as well. So you can go top to bottom in the Thai lineup, and it is really, really strong. I mean, obviously their first line is incredible. We have Nick Lamson, another half Thai player who came from the U.S.
Yep.
He led his team in scoring when he played Division III NCAA hockey, and he's an incredibly talented player. Jan, who played professionally in Sweden.
Super scorer.
And, oh man, I'm blanking on who the other one was.
Patrick.
Patrick's been playing defense.
He is?
Yes.
Wow,
yeah, Patrick's been playing defense. He's been a deep partner back there with Ken for the first game at least.
That's very interesting.
Again,
I did not know that. Yeah,
it's like two again. Like Patrick and Ken are both two guys who have professional hockey experience playing in Europe.
Kimmy's playing pro in Finland too.
That was the third player I was missing is Kimi Arola, who is he's playing hockey in Finland again. He went back there I think a couple of years ago, and he's playing. I think it is like either the third or fourth division in Finland, but it's still a good level. Kimi's an incredly talented player. And it's great to see the Thailand do so well. I mean, I'm sure as a Thai hockey player, and I think you probably have a great pride for that. I mean, they won a world championship a couple of years ago. This past year, that was a little bit more challenging moving up the level, but
you got to move up somewhere, right? You got to play a better team to get better. So
that's true. Even in the world championships last year, though, if they brought the team that they have right now at the Southeast Asian Games, they would have probably done a lot better than they did.
It's gonna be more competitive.
Yeah, I think so for sure. They brought a lot of young players, giving them some experience, and which is great for the young guys to get experience. But if they brought the team they have in SEA Games to the World Championships, like in this past year up in Division II. I think we might be looking at a medal from Thailand, which would be really incredible.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But we want to talk more about just your journey here to Thailand. You ended up moving back here. You said your parents like to help your parents out a little bit more, and I want to talk about that journey and also your hockey journey, growing starting playing in the U.S.
Yeah, well, I started playing when I was 5, when I was really young in San Bernardino, California, kind of like by Lake Arrowhead, if anything, so because there's no rink in San Bernardino at the time, but so we play in Lake Arrowhead, and then I played there for a little while, then play in Anaheim.
Okay.
And I stopped playing for quite a bit, 10 years. Got hurt, so 10 years, and then I moved up to Oregon and started playing there, and that was it. And then moved here. I was kind of nervous about moving here at first. I was like, I think I'm not going to get to play hockey anymore. So I've been doing some Facebook research and whatnot. I found the league here, which is SHL, and I contacted them. I believe I was talking to John. I was like, hey, I'm moving back to Thailand. Can you point me into some direction of hockey and whatnot? And he got me in touch with Scotty and got me to play in Shinny. That was the end of it, And just hockey in Thailand just grows so much. At first, we were just playing in the mall, in the Rama9 rink. It was good, but now we have 2 really big NHL and Olympic size rink. Where a lot of people can come watch. And like you said earlier, in back home, we go to beer league, we can't even get our girlfriends to come to the game. Here you got hundreds of people coming to watch, and over 10,000 people on live stream. So it's just crazy how much hockey is here compared to back home, where we just show up with our bag, have a couple beer and just go home, and that's it. Here it's just different kind of hockey. It's just
No, it's booming for sure. It's funny you said you couldn't even get the girlfriends to come to beer league back home. We actually had a rule on my beer league team back in the U.S. that no wives, no girlfriends. It was boys. It was the boys' night. So nobody would ever come watch us play.
Oh yeah, I know, but it's still nice to have some support. But nobody would just come.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice when people are cheering for you. I always think it's funny when you look at whenever you watch the game on YouTube. On Ice Hockey Family does a great job streaming every single game that happens here in Thailand, going from the little kids, which is probably really cool that for you have a son that plays,
and I do, yeah.
And family from anywhere can watch him. And do that, which is really cool. But it's so funny whenever you have the SHL games or BIHL games. or the Thai national team play, if you look at, do you ever read the comments?
No.
Oh, the comments
No,
are just peem. It's just like saying like, so one of the Thai players, Peem, is he's quite famous. His brother is in this Thai pop band, and I think he's doing something similar to that as well. And the comments are always like, which number is Peem? Which number is Peem?
Oh, really?
And it's even like gone over to. So I'm a teacher here at a high school, and my students ask like, oh, do you know these players? And because they are famous outside of just the hockey playing. They're different kind of famous, and I think that's really cool. I think it's drawing more people to watching the game, because I don't know about you, but I've never met anybody who's watched a hockey game and left thinking, I don't like this.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think they want to come back for some more. I think they just want more to tell their friends about it, and they're like, just start growing.
Yeah,
so.
Exactly. I mean, it's such fast pace. It's high tempo. It's intense.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's really, really amazing.
Oh yeah.
And we have Simon here too in his Bangna Beavers jersey. The jerseys do look incredible coming up for the Flying Pharongs Hockey League. We have number 9 on both the Bangna Beavers and also the Flying Pharongs, a Flying Pharong veteran of many of our Land of Smiles tournaments.
Oh, yeah.
We've played on a couple of those teams together in the tournaments, which is always a lot of fun. I'm in one of my BIHL hockey jerseys from the Bangkok Kings, a club that I play for. That I am the token foreigner typically playing for them. I'm usually the only Pharong player playing with them.
Yeah, that league is something new. It's different because you can only have like certain amount of foreigner on a team. It's it's interesting, but it's good because you don't want like a really stacked foreigner team. So.
Well, we have the opposite. Sometimes you end up with really, really stacked Thai teams who are like full of some of the U20 players who are really, really talented. And then,
that's tough.
We're getting old, and we're having to chase them around. It's starting to become really hard.
Yeah. So now we're gonna go back to Kingston because he's on Lion State with us, and he's the reason why we went up to the elite division.
Would have you preferred to be in the lower one and maybe gotten a gold medal?
Oh yeah. No, actually, it's that's in between. I'll be honest with you, because it's fun playing against, players at our level, but at the same time, you challenge yourself going against higher level. So in a way, it's kind of like, it's a win-win, right? So you play on your own level, you're going to have more chance, you could win medal, but, that's it, right? But if you go up, you get to play against, really good player, like Stefan and all these other guys who's, solid player.
I'm so happy that Stepan's on my SHL team this year. I don't have to play against him as a defenseman anymore. Stepan is probably the best player in Thailand at the moment. He's a Russian player. He's incredibly talented, really fast. He's also like 6'7". He's humongous. With
skate.
Yeah, with skates, he might be close to 7 feet tall. He's definitely a really, really difficult player to play.
Stick's probably like 10 foot long.
Yeah, it has to be. Think about how tall he is. It has to be.
So
it has to be that long for sure. But yeah, you guys had a great season in BIHL for Lion State. So outside of Kingston, you had a couple of these like Thai kids. I think they're fully Thai, but they play US and Canada, right?
Namo.
Yeah.
I think one of the guys was Namo.
Was very talented.
Solid, super fast. I think he played for the Junior Kings. So with Kingston, I believe.
Oh, they were on the same team there.
Yeah, so
I think they have 3 Thai players in that organization. There's the kid Anakin as well, who came a couple of years ago. Who he played for Bangkok Zeus in the BIHL. I think he's in Bangkok Kings. I think he's in the LA Kings junior organization as well.
Nice.
So they have 3 Thai players playing in one organization in Los Angeles. It's kind of exciting. And you had the 2 brothers. I think they play in Canada, right?
Which one?
I can't remember the name. I think it's like T and something else.
Oh, T and Tan.
Yeah,
they're both
playing
in Canada. Yes,
they're both they're talented players as well.
Oh yeah, very talented.
And that's just going to raise the level of hockey here when you have these guys who are playing overseas and they come back and they come back and they want to be a part of the national program. They want to. It makes everybody else get better.
A lot because you get like true hockey experience over there. So.
We are very lucky to have like any kind of hockey here, and the level here, I don't want to discount the level here. I think it's very, very good. But if you think about playing in the U.S. or Canada, it's different.
It's different, yeah. Because here we get a lot of European influence too. Like we got a lot of players who used to play in KHL, like Oleg, Stefan. Yeah. So, but back home we just get U.S. player, Canada player, right? But here we get Germany. Like Rafi, a whole bunch of guys that's from different countries, Sweden, Finland, so.
like the talent pool is when you go overseas and play, that there's definitely a lot more good players. I would love to see. I've heard that it is happening. But I would love to see Thailand put together a Pee Wee team to go to the Quebec tournament. I think
we are already. Yes, well, we're going to February.
Oh, you're going in February?
Yep, my son Milo's playing on it, so it's going to be pretty interesting.
So I'm in the belief that like the top players here, like I think they could hold their own. They might not win every game, but I think they could be respectable.
Oh, I think so too. Yes, I think we can compete. Well, that team just got back from Japan actually last week. They went on a camp in Japan, like a Japan tour, like a get ready warm up tour. Yeah. They did pretty good. I mean, I was surprised how well they did compared to this very, very fast Japanese kid, because they're fast. But we can keep up with them. We can keep pace. Because our kid can actually move. So
I think skill wise, I think the Thai players are very, very, very skilled.
Oh, yes.
And I think it's more of just having that high level game experience, which they don't get a lot of here. Which I'm actually surprised. It's great they went to Japan, to play. I think that the Thai teams should do more of that. Go to Japan, go to Korea, go to China. There's great hockey there,
tough,
especially for the region. And it's tough, but that's the only way to get better is to play against those guys.
Because we went to China, I think earlier in May, maybe. Oh, that was a tough tournament in Beijing. Some good hockey players.
Yeah, man. The Chinese players are talented.
The 12, they're my height. I look at them, I was like, what's up, man? How are you, 12? Are you sure you're 12? You're not like, 25? Are you sure?
Let's see that birth certificate. Or not
yeah,
sure
I was like, are you sure? I was like, let me see that. Like, dude, I was like, just looking at them, like, with the skate on. I'm like, what's up, bro? How you doing?
That's always been, I think that was an issue in the past for like a lot of the national teams for Thailand, was the lack of size and physicality. Now that there's more of the half Thais coming from the U.S. from Europe, they have a little bit more size. And actually, one of the players right now, Jade, I think he's 17 years old, made his debut on Thursday for the national team. He's big kid, and he's a big kid, and he's fully Thai, trained here in Thailand.
Oh, wow.
Which is trained here in Thailand. I think it's great to have that. He's actually from Chiang Mai. There's 2 Chiang Mai kids playing for the national team right now, which is, I think, really exciting for that program up there. Josh and Jack Sherman do a good job with all the Chiang Mai kids.
Doing a great job. There's 2 rink up there too, right? So now they got more.
I've heard a rumor there's about to be 3. I heard that they have already broke ground on a full size, same as Rama 9 rink in Chiang Mai.
Wow. Okay. Because there's one in Phuket too, right? Coming up.
I think so. Yes. I heard before that there's I heard about Phuket hockey. There's 2 Russian groups that don't like each other, and I heard they were both building rinks. But we'll see how that goes. We'll see if that ends up happening or not. It would be great if we got one back in Pattaya, though, wouldn't it?
Oh, that would be pretty awesome, yeah. But you know what? Phuket's not that bad. It's only 1 hour flight.
Yeah,
and you get to have a good time. Even Chiang Mai too is still a good time. So.
Yeah, I've never been up to play in Chiang Mai. I've got the Shermans do a great. The Shermans are up there. I'm pretty good friends with them. Another Thai player, Non, who's played in the national team before, is coaching at a different club in Chiang Mai as well, called the Chiang Mai North Stars.
Oh wow!
And so they're building stuff up there. They're trying to build the programs, which is really cool. But yeah, it would be great if we got one back in Pattaya again. I know there used to be a tournament there. Have you ever played in that tournament?
No, never. At Harborland, right? Harbor Mall, whatever. Yeah, I never played in
Harborland, the children's play center.
No, but that was actually the first tournament that Milo played in as a goalie. So it was kind of actually pretty awesome. Just looking at the picture a couple of days ago, actually, so. And speaking of Chiang Mai, is that the new team when you had, right?
Yeah, so this is actually the club from the Sherman brothers, Josh and Jack, started, called the Chiang Mai Storm. I think it's been about a year since they started the program, and they've been doing a really good job. They're partnered up with one of the international schools as well. Has a team, I think, which is really exciting.
Yeah.
They're very passionate. I mean, there's two brothers out of Philadelphia, and they're very passionate about hockey. They're in it for the right reasons. They want to grow the game. They want to help out kids, and I think they're doing a really good job, trying to build this program up in Chiang Mai, which. It's actually, I think it's incredible. There's 2 players from Chiang Mai on the national team right now, considering Bangkok's a city of 20 million people. Chiang Mai is, how big's Chiang Mai?
Yeah, Chiang Mai's probably like what, 5 maybe?
Oh man, I think it's more like 900,000, and then when you like extrapolate that further, you have like how many people play hockey in Chiang Mai? Maybe 100.
Maybe, yeah. If that, right?
Yeah, probably less, honestly. And then so you have having 2 players on the national team, especially young players, is really good. It gives those players in Chiang Mai they someone to look up to.
Oh
and
yeah,
like
for
it's
sure,
like
yes.
like Jade and Na both made the national team from here. I can do it too, which I think is really great thing to have for the development of hockey here.
It's definitely you got because you got the rink back home where that player that was here went to the NHL. So like, you have a picture of them in the rink. Like, hey, look at this guy, he made it. You know, it could be you one day. So
well, I'm from North Carolina. There's not a single player from North Carolina that's ever made the NHL.
I grew up. Well, I mean, like I consider myself to be Californian, so San Bernardino, and I don't think there's any player from San Bernardino that made it either. So, but
we used to play with. He played for the Charlotte Checkers in the ECHL and AHL teams, and he's from. I don't know where in California this is. I mean, California's huge, obviously. His name was Matt Ford. And he used to come to pickup games in the summer with us.
Oh, yeah.
When he would just hang around after the season ended in Charlotte, and he's from West Hills, California. I don't know. There's more and more California players are starting to get into the NHL, which always like when I was growing up playing, I stopped playing youth hockey 15 years ago, but the California teams were always really strong, and it was always surprising that they would do well at nationals and stuff as well, and it was always surprising that they weren't progressing more players onward, especially because of the large population. I think the NHL teams in the areas are really involved.
I mean, because we got like 3 teams around there.
Yeah.
3 NHL team and like how many AHL team, right? Quite a bit.
Yeah,
so,
a lot of AHL teams.
Yeah, so and then you got the WHL too.
Oh, it's up in
Portland area,
yeah,
the Portland Winterhawks.
Yeah, Portland has a team. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Because like funny story is that kid that used to play for a national team, Jimmy, the goalie.
Yes, yeah.
Him and I actually play in the same rink.
Oh, really?
We never met each other until we moved here, and I was using my Portland Winterhawks bag, and he's like, "You're from there?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm from there." And he's like, "Shit, I play in the same rink as you." I was like, "Oh man, I did not know." So.
Jimmy was very talented, man. He struggled a little bit with like just confidence, but he's definitely had talent. But I don't even know if he plays anymore.
I don't know. I haven't talked to him in a while, but so. But
there was he was on the Asian Winter Games team. I don't know if we really should get into it on air about what happened there, but I don't know if he's played since then. I mean, he was on my SHL team 3 seasons ago with. We were a brutally bad team, we were the brutally bad aware team, and he was our goalie. His goalie partner was James, which I think James was trying to mentor him a lot. James is a very accomplished goalie coach here in Thailand. He's been the goalie coach for the national team the last few years. Winning medals. He's done winning gold medal at the World Championships and stuff. He's done a great job for development here, and I think he was trying to mentor him a little bit, and I think he was just a lot of confidence, confidence issues. I think he was having because he was definitely had skills, definitely talented.
He does,
believing in yourself means more than anything.
Because we played together on Lion State one year, and we took a picture, together, and we sent it to people back home. To Jim and Jesse at the pro shop, and they're like, oh shit, you guys have finally met. And I was like, yeah, you always told me about this kid when I went back home, and now we met. So it's pretty cool, small world, So
the hockey world can get really small really quick sometimes, especially in this really condensed community we have here in Thailand.
Even in Japan, because I went to Japan, was talking to the coach from Japan, and we were just talking about Thailand hockey, and I'm just naming a couple guys, and he's like, yeah, we're friends. And I was like, oh man, that's pretty cool. Even people back home, like this coach, Taro, he actually know people from back home, from in Portland. And I was like, how? You live in Japan, the other people live in Portland. How do you guys know each other? They're like just, hockey, just like a little connecting web. So
it's definitely really cool. So when I first moved here, when I first moved to Bangkok was about 4 or 5 years ago. There was a player. He's still here in Thailand. He's done a lot of coaching here. He's played in the AHL. His name's Rory Rollick. And so when I was maybe 10, 11 years old, he played for the pro team in my hometown. Yeah. And so actually, I came to the rink for the first time, and because I had the junior Checkers bag, and he looked on. He's like, "Where'd you get that?" And Charlotte. I'm from Charlotte. He's like, yeah, like I played for them. And he introduced himself. It's like, oh, like I remember watching you when I was a kid. Like, so it can become full circle really quick. We've had another one in inline hockey here. There's a player is out of San Jose. His name's Matt Pamiti, and he's friends with another guy we play with here called CJ, and he was just in town visiting. And he was in town just visiting on his own, and he ended up coming out and playing with us a few times. But then we have another inline player from California named Justin, and him and Justin knew each other, and he didn't even know he was there. Like like this guy Matt just showed up to the Shinny to play with us in inline, and then Justin like grew up playing with him in California also. Like, so it's just the world can get really small really fast.
And I heard Johnny Oduya came.
Yeah.
Well, that was before my time here, but yeah, I heard that he came to play hockey here too. That was pretty awesome. Must be pretty cool to get to play, with that guy, with that kind of talent, right?
I couldn't imagine like when he was first coming here. I've heard people talk about it. Like I think Scotty was contacted by him looking just for, I don't know if it was a holiday or just a place to skate during the lockout. I think most people end up playing in Thailand. They get in touch with Scotty probably usually first.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
how I started playing here too.
He's a godfather of hockey in Thailand.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I think like I think how it goes is they thought it wasn't real until they sent like some of the Swedish players to the airport because Johnny Oduya's Swedish, and to meet him there, and then he like showed up and then he played here. And I think it's amazing. He brought a couple, like one of his teammates over to play after that. I think Marcus Kruger, they won the Stanley Cup together. Came over to, like, and played a few times with the Flying Frog Shinny, which is really cool.
Oh, that's awesome. Just to get able to play with that kind of talent level, especially here in Thailand, right? Because back home you get to play Shinny with like ex-professional player. Sometimes you do, but whatever. But here in Thailand, you don't know how rare that opportunity really is. Like that's just something.
And you start to realize how good they are too. Like there's a guy back home in Charlotte. He played probably about 400 NHL games, mostly just as an enforcer though. And I think he maybe has like 3 career NHL goals.
Yeah,
he's one of the best players I've ever seen. When I've been on the ice with him, but in the NHL, it looked like he can't even skate. Like you start to realize just how good they are.
Yeah, they don't need to move. They just
Yeah.
Because I played in a Sharks fantasy camp before.
Oh, okay.
So with the former ex-player like Dan Boyle, Scott Hanna, getting the back off and all those guys, and I was lucky enough to pair it up with Dan Boyle. So I was
awesome.
hang out with him the whole day. It was awesome experience. But we were doing this drill, like a keep away drill, and he didn't even try. And I'm like over here like, I can't fucking go anymore. I can't do it. And he's like, dude, he's like, come on. And he was just like, okay, he's like, I'll just do it my other hand, my offhand. I was like, please don't do that. You just embarrass me even more. And it's just crazy how good they are.
Oh, yeah.
They just, and in doing the game, because we play a real game too, right? And he just sauced the puck over to me, like, between like 3 guys. And I'm just like, I can't miss this shot. If I miss this, it's going to be bad. And I was like, okay, here we go. I got the assist from and Dan Boyle,
Did you one-time it in?
I did, yeah.
Nice.
I did. I was like, if I missed this, I can never let that go.
If you miss it, they might not pass it to you again either.
Yeah, right. We ended up winning that game, which was
nice.
an awesome experience. So probably like my like the high of my hockey thing, So it's just awesome.
It's really awesome.
And just to get to hang out with those guys, just picking their brain, just hearing all this story about their playing day and their routine and how they get up and whatever they do, to get there, like all those, time off ice.
It's really cool. Like, so we've had half Thai players who growing up in Europe play professionally. There's currently a half Thai player that plays in the NHL for the New Jersey Devils, Jonas Siegenthaler, which is a great person for the Thai players. And like,
nice.
There is a Thai player that plays in the NHL, but we haven't had anybody homegrown really go overseas and do it. There's been a couple players who went and gave it a shot and didn't quite work out how they wanted, and that's the next step for Thai hockey is getting a homegrown player to be able to go overseas. I think maybe university in the U.S. or U Sports in Canada might be a good start.
Would be awesome, yeah.
Or even a lower levels in Europe.
Oh yeah.
But it's difficult to go to Europe.
I heard because the size, right?
It's not even the size. So each team in Europe, they're only allowed a certain number of import players per team, and so if they're getting an import player in Europe, the import player needs to be the best player on the team.
That's true.
Because they're usually paid more. They're usually paid more as well than the local players.
Because the CHL does the same thing too.
With the import players.
Yeah, with the import player, the Canadian Hockey League, the minor league, they can only have like 5 import players per team, something like that. So they can only pick certain players. But I think it's different with NCAA, right? So
NCAA, there's no rule about it. There's no rule about the number of foreign players you're allowed to have. But most leagues around the world, outside of the NHL, AHL, the top ones don't have those rules, but the lower levels all have that, and which makes it very challenging for the player here.
But here, but they have to protect a homegrown player there too, right?
That's why they do it. They want to give the local people the best opportunities, and so then the import players are expected to be the best players on the team.
That's true.
I personally think the next step for the hockey here is to try to get some players to go over and play in Australia. Asian players actually don't count as imports there. Really? In the Australian league.
Okay. Because when our junior team just went there too. Matt Siegel took the team and won a championship. There you go, Matty. Shout out.
We're gonna have Matty. We're gonna have Matty on soon to actually talk about bringing the team to Australia. I mean, that was amazing. That was awesome.
He did really well. So I'll just keep that. Let him talk about it. But that's really awesome because he took the team. just won it. So.
Yeah, it was definitely really cool. But I think that's a good stepping stone to get some players down there to play. But yeah.
Because now with the whole PB team that's going to Quebec in February, that's going to be, like a stepping stone for Thailand hockey too. All these kids going to see what's it like to
They're going to see the level they need to get to, which I think is really exciting.
My son Milo, he was talking about maybe going back home one of these days to play, right? So I'm like, you know what? Take this trip to see how you compare it out to these other guys, and if you do well, we'll talk. We'll talk about you going back. If not, just enjoy it.
Yeah, have fun. Which is supposed to be fun, and there's definitely an exciting future I think happening for Thailand hockey. We have the game tonight against Indonesia. I think it's going to be a really exciting game.
Yeah.
So it's been great having you on, Simon, and talk just kind of ripping it up. And we didn't get into the FFHL.
Yeah.
We can't announce the teams yet, we can't talk about the teams. Once the draft happens, we'll be able to have all the captains back on to talk about their teams and do like a little preview episode for that.
Yeah.
So I want to thank Simon for coming on the podcast. Always welcome back. Captain of the Bangna Beavers, number 9 for the Flying Pharongs.
Number 1 in your heart, right?
Number one in your heart. And again, thank you for coming on. We're here from 8855 Bar in Nana at Sukhumvit Soy 8.
Yep. Awesome food, awesome people,
Awesome food, awesome people, great supporters of the hockey community here.
Oh, yeah,
so always give a shout out to our sponsors. 8855, Buddy's Bar, big sponsor of the Flying Pharongs Hockey League as well. Capone's Pizza, the sponsor of the Bangna Beavers. Thank everyone for listening. We'll see you again next week.
See you guys. Thank you.
Thank you.